truly is a beautiful sight. Hey everybody, welcome back to more Triangle Strategy. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we recruited, well, no, we did one thing past recruiting Travis, but this time we are getting to the point where we're going down another ending path. But of course, first things first, as we saw here, everyone is now level 50. Which, of course, that means we're back on hard difficulty. But, first things first, we do have quite a few, couple of promotions, rather. 5 of them, in fact. So we can grab just about half of the board here. As for who we want... I wish we could see the before stats. That would be very nice. But I think right now I'm mainly going for stat boosts. So we're gonna pick up Groma. Just to get up to that 84 evasion. I'm gonna grab Piccoletta because I still really like using Piccoletta, even if she's objectively a pretty bad unit. I still like her. Now for the rest. Honestly, I could work with Inheritor. I've really not used Yulio in a long time, it feels like, but he's a very good unit. And he works perfectly well with good old Decimal.
Wow, would you look at me?
And our final promotion, Staggering Arrow, Trial by Fire, Hale and Hardy, Endless Speech, or Remain and Recover. Of those, I think we go Rudolph. Probably should be Travis, because then we can actually use Travis a little bit more, but oh well. Still only 4 veterans. And we do have no more. No more Medals of Valor in stock. As for anything that's weapons-wise, can't get anything more because we don't really have any materials. Man, I could get HP 7, I guess. I don't see why not. And because we've gotten that, where is Decimal? I am so grateful for the Kaleidoscope, Lord Serenoa. Thanks to your generosity, I've discovered a new method of calculation. I call it Target HP 7. If my calculations are accurate, I'll be able to show you something amazing in our next battle. What that something is exactly, I do not know. My apologies for being such a useless failure. I mean, you're good, Decimal, when you can actually do anything with it. And that's, 434 at max. It's fine. It's a good nuke, basically. I mean, 7s aren't too common, unfortunately, but you never know. We do also have a character story with Cordelia.
Princess Cordelia, are you here without so much as a single bodyguard?
Yes. Today I have come to speak with my people. Tell me true what troubles you.
Oh my, is that truly Cordelia? What's that ass-frosty pawn of a princess doing here?
How dare you besmirch Her Highness's good name? Say that again and you'll...
Let them speak their minds, Yuet. I'm here to provide, not to punish. Tell me what you need, plainly and honestly. Might you spare some porridge? My poor child lies sick abed, hungry. We have food enough for all. I shall send you some out at once, and a healer to you as well. Fear not. Your child should be back on her feet in due course.
Oh, thank you, Your Highness.
All the rumors said she was a traitorous puppet. Yet here she is, being kind and reasonable.
She's always been a champion of the people.
Your Highness, we beg you forgive us our slander.
They're no longer quite so restless.
During the Esfrosti occupation, I was sealed away inside the castle. I was but an ornament, perched on the castle balcony, unable to speak to you as I do now. It is no wonder you believed as you do. No one stood before you to tell you the truth.
Halt! Not one step closer!
Esfrost may have been driven off, but now you've sold us to the traitorous House Wolfforts!
Aye! Lord Landroy's blood stains your hands!
Our homes burned to the ground in the fighting. We'll take your head before your damn food!
Refugees from the Falk's domain.
I accept full responsibility. You have every right to hate me as you do.
What could she possibly owe you lot?
Take it up with Esfrost. They're the ones who invaded our kingdom in the first place.
The princess has fulfilled her duty. Alone, no less, with King Regna and Prince Franny gone.
She put the lives of her subjects above all else.
I'll not stand for anyone speaking ill of Her Highness. Not after she's pledged to save my child.
Everyone, please! Brave souls of House Falks, pray hear my words. I understand that you see not in me, but the enemy of your beloved Lord Landroy. I make no excuses for myself. Your lord loved this kingdom as much as anyone. Please understand that I love it too. Each and every one of us trod a path paved with pain and sorrow to arrive here today. But we must keep our eyes fixed upon a shared horizon, tempting though it may be to gaze upon the cracks in the path that divide us. I ask only that you keep your heads held high, and join me in striving to rebuild Glenbrook to be stronger than ever before. I swear to you that I will give all of myself in service to this kingdom. I will show this with my every action, for I know that my words hold little purchase with you now. Should you feel that I have wronged you in you, or lied to you once more, at that time you may have my head.
Your Highness!
Sounds like you mean it. If you'd go that far, I reckon I can give you one last chance. But mark my words, my blade shall claim you, if you renege on what you've said today.
May it be so.
Most impressive, Your Highness. It would seem your words truly did reach the people's hearts. I can only hope this begins to heal the rift between the people and the royal family.
Even if it means speaking to every last one of my subjects in person, I shall see it done.
Cordelia's awesome. She's definitely my favorite of the three healers, personality-wise. Yep. I already know, we're moving on to our second ending path. And of course, as I have alluded to a few times, we are going down the utility path, which is Roland's. Roland's path means that we lose out on Frederica, which sucks. But we take today may well open a rift between us. Prepare to proceed, all that stuff. Yeah, I'm fine with this guy taking a few days off. make their plans. Fine. Alright. Let's start with Huet.
However,
Here we stand after a bitter fight to reclaim the crown city, only for the king to speak of forsaking it. As his subject, it is my duty to follow his decree, and yet... My lord, the choice before us feels immense. I'm utterly adrift. Pray, tell me how you see the proposals from King Roland and the others. I need your guidance. So you've cast your lot with King Roland. Are you certain the surrender of the kingdom is the answer? Yeah, we have a point there. Aye, they've proven their might, and none have managed to breach the shield. I am painfully aware of that, my lord. Death's knell may well be powerful enough, but we cannot be sure. Quite right. Meanwhile, we know the destruction Alfred can cause. It would be a fearsome weapon should they ever perfect it. Perhaps it is safer to submit to Hyzant than rise up against them. Suppose we do submit to Hyzant, my lord. What will become of us? Yeah.
and
I would hope for suing for peace, so I believe negotiations may yet keep our blades in their sheaths. Tell me, do you really expect that Gustav will be cowed simply because he is cornered? I wager he will seek any opportunity to gain the upper hand and stage a fight as quick as it is destructive. Perhaps he will not admit defeat so readily. I should think not, even without salt, as trust as iron. And
furthermore,
they care little for decorum. No matter what house or nation hems them in, they will launch a counterattack that could reduce all of Norzelia to ashes.
what do you need?
Each path before us demands a great sacrifice in exchange for a great reward. I'm sure King Roland, Benedict, and Frederica have agonized over their proposals, so now we must agonize over our own decisions. So you agree with King Roland? After fought so bitterly to reclaim that which is ours, what leads you to give it away so freely? Well, I understand that it must have taken tremendous resolve to forfeit the kingdom for the sake of the people. It lays one thing quite bare, which is that King Roland's hatred for Resfrost runs quite deep. Too deep, perhaps. So, pray tell, what persuaded you to take his side? Well, it's because I need to see this ending anyways, so... yeah. I am comforted to hear that you share my concerns about the weapon.
Well, what if...
No lie if Gustav is willing to believe that it will lead him to victory. Rather, I worry that it's not yet complete. Even if it were, I agree with you. We have no assurances as to its power. Moreover, Hyzant has a new weapon of its own. Its stores of Elfric. A weapon every bit as unrefined as the Death Knell, and yet I cannot deny its power. Precisely, as a mage myself, I can only imagine what secrets it hides. So we agree that antagonizing Hyzant is unwise, given the undeniable power of Elfric. What then will you do once we submit to Hyzant's rule? Your capacity is one of the Saintly Seven. Exactly so. I believe I can change the way they treat the
I
Roselle.
wonder about that.
I fear your vision is rather fanciful, my lord. You are but one of them. They need only cast you out to be rid of your trifling rebellion. I see no logic in handing them more power and expecting them to change their ways. Indeed, such plot would also go against Roland's desire to save Norzelia through the goddess's teaching. I know you're doing this for Frederica. 'Tis noble of you, and I commend you for it. But you cannot satisfy her and King Roland both. You must choose between them. Well, if I choose Frederica, then it's choosing between me and Benedict, and honestly, fuck Benedict. Benedict's an asshole.
Aye, lad.
Our sweat and blood's fed this land, built into a proper domain. I see no reason why we should surrender it all to Hyzant. Lady Frederica, while I sympathize, asks that we risk everything for the sake of the
That's
Roselle.
what I think.
Benedict's got the right of it, I reckon, but even that doesn't quite quiet the nagging feeling I get every time I think about our options. You agree with King Roland? What are you thinking, lad? Yeah.
Are you joking?
You give up your people and domain for a friend? You're always kind, ever since you were a little boy. But this flies in the face of everything you swore when you became Lord. I can't go with you on this. I won't. Theodore, please. You listen well, lad. You're a Lord of House Wolford before anything else. I don't care a whit how close you are to King Roland. I'm begging you to think about your station and reconsider. The people need a leader. I'm not doing great on the convincing. Benedict and King Roland would march us to war. Frederica would see Hyzant hunt us for all eternity. Perhaps her vision is not so different. So it's come to this. Ally with a one-time opponent, or flee with
However,
Roselle. Bold proposals all. Our tactics must be flawless. Tell me one thing, my lord. King Roland aims to unify Glenbrook with the promises of peace for the masses. Peace he will achieve by submitting to Hyzant and destroying Aesfrost. How do you find his proposal?
In that case...
Agreed. With assault crystals in our possession, there may be no better opportunity. Waiting only gives them more time to prepare the deaths now. Though, do you not wonder if this is merely King Roland enacting his revenge? I take him at his word when he says he wants happiness for the masses. Though I am sure a hatred for Gustav still burns deep within his breast. As fitting, His Majesty is only human after all. Thank you, I appreciate your honesty. I pray that you do not err in the execution of your grand strategy. I still hate any utility choice. It's objectively... I personally think it is the worst path, objectively.
The opinions before us are many. Approach the scales of...
Of course, we know where the first three lay their tokens.
You aren't wrong, but...
I think Gila sides with Benedict.
You have my vote.
Anna sides with us.
I have faith in you.
Huet decides with Roland.
Forgive me, lad. The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
And they illuminate the worst path, the one that I am going to be salty about the entire time. Oh, it was a tie. Cool, I can actually show this off.
Equal votes for all sides. As such, the Lord of the House will render the final decision.
So yeah, if you get a tie, you can choose yourself which one you go with.
The way forward is decided. We will stand by Roland, bend the knee to Hyzant, and unify Norzelia.
God, I hate this decision. I haven't seen the cutscene here, but... oh boy. I'm not gonna enjoy it. We're still gonna do it in this episode, but...
A tumultuous meeting exposes a yawning chasm between Roland, Frederica, and Benedict's visions for the future. Yet only one will emerge victorious, for such is the custom of House Wolford. As ever, the scales of conviction have the final word. The time has come for judgments to be rendered, and leaders to steel themselves for the outcome.
We've chosen our path. We will submit to Hyzant and bring down Aesfrost in accordance with their wishes.
No. Pray. Stop and think about what you've chosen. You mean to endorse Hyzant's control and give them the world.
I know well what this means. Forgive me. I beg you.
This is how we will bring peace and equity to all Norzelia, Frederica.
That is a lie, and you know it. Every moment of peace will come at the expense of Rosellan lives. What kind of equity is that? You would free the Roselle held captive within Hyzant's walls if you cared one whit about equity.
The scales have spoken. Would that we could undo what is done. Alas, we cannot.
How could you? I thought House Wolford might show mercy and help free my people.
I know how painful this outcome is for you. But as a member of this house, I must ask you to accept the judgment of the scales.
Serenoa, you are an honest man. One who wants to do the right thing. Truth be told, it was those very qualities that I fell in love with.
Frederica, please.
But now, I find it loathsome. What you would claim as righteous will destroy the lives of those who have no voice. So allow me to speak on their behalf. The Roselle do not recognize the judgment rendered by the scales of conviction. I will defend my people's right to live, and so challenge you to a duel.
You what?
Do you hear yourself, Frederica? Think about what you're doing.
I haven't the luxury of thinking about anything else. Stand back, all of you. Best your own betrothed in combat, and we may proceed with your strategy. If, however, I am victorious, I will leave House Wolfort and liberate the Roselle by myself.
Frederica, you needn't do that.
Clearly, I must do this alone. I wanted to be with you. Believe me, I did. But I cannot follow you down this path. I cannot abide the sacrifice of innocence, of my kin. Draw your blade, Serenoa Wolford. I regret nothing, my love. We have been through so much. I was proud to count myself as your family.
As was I. There is nothing for which I would trade the time we've shared.
Oh, but there is. I hope his friendship is worth it.
That's not what this is. He is committed to protecting his people, and I respect that. He has a vision for a peaceful, equitable Norcelia. One he fights for, even as it asks for the noble sacrifice of kingship and kingdom alike.
And the ignoble sacrifice of an entire people! How many times must I say that the Roselle live here too?
Frederica, please! I must first ensure the safety of those in the Wolfort domain. I cannot save everyone, no matter how much I might wish it were possible. My only choice was to end this war and save as many people as I could. Submitting to Hyzant's rule will ensure that all our subjects can prosper like never before. So many will finally know what it is to live in peace.
How wonderful for the people of the Wolfort domain that their lord puts them above all else. To whom can the Roselle turn for such guidance and protection?
I shall stand for them when the time comes. But for now...
They must be sacrificed. You too shall turn a blind eye. You're no different than the others. History is littered with those who swore they would come back for us. Liars, all. I never took you for a liar, Serenoa. We have the chance to break this vicious cycle. You know we do!
Enough, Frederica. I do not wish to lose you like this.
You needn't lose me at all. Just relent this foolishness. Do you remember what you told me when you welcomed me into House Wolfort? You told me this was my place now. My heart nearly burst. At last, I had a home. A place I belonged. I swore to myself I would follow you to the ends of the earth. Now, I scarcely recognize that naive girl and her fanciful dreams. You have gone to the one place I cannot follow. May my powers be enough to make you see the light. On your guard!
As you wish. Come at me with everything you have.
Ah!
Ah!
You simply charge through everything, don't you? You have won, Serenoa. I submit to House Wolfort's judgment, and accept any punishment rendered upon me for rebelling against the scales.
There shall be no punishment. Nor will I force you to betray your conscience.
I don't understand.
You have made your commitment to the Roselle abundantly clear. I will not see your compassion twisted or compromised. For truth be told, it was those very qualities that I fell in love with.
Serenoa.
And so I would not bend your will to mine. Go. Now. While my back is turned. I pray that you stay ever true to yourself and never stop listening to your heart.
I knew there was good in you yet. You shall always have a place in my heart. Farewell, my love.
Wait, Frederica. I'm coming with you.
No, Sheila. You must stay. House Wolfort will need all the help they can get in the battle ahead. Please, take care of Serenoa and the others for me.
Is that truly what you wish?
I apologize for my endless selfishness. I cannot thank you enough for everything you've done for me. But now I must fulfill my own destiny.
I know you are determined to liberate the Roselle, but how will you accomplish that alone?
I will tell our story, the true history of Norzelia, to any in the realm who would listen. Of course, I do not expect their minds to change overnight. But I am sure there are those who will believe over time, and they will help me save the Roselle. And someday, there will be enough of us to shake the very foundation of the Goddess's teachings, and carve a path to freedom for my people.
That path may very well open for them, but getting there will not be easy, and the journey will be fraught with danger.
I know, but it is the path my mother walked. I will follow in her footsteps and go further than she did. I wish to see the future she could not.
It appears I have nothing left to teach you. But promise me one thing. Promise that you will live, Frederica. No matter what happens, stay strong.
I promise, Sheila.
Determined to free the Roselle, Frederica leaves her beloved Serenoa behind. Roland reveals the salt crystal deposits to Hyzant and bends the knee, offering up everything, including the Grand Norzellian mines, to the Holy State. The Holy One accepts his offer, joining the two nations in everything but name, and both Serenoa and Roland are summoned to the Hierophant's palace.
So, usually the mark of a good villain is being able to agree with them and see, well, at least see how they can come to that conclusion. I can't do that for Hyzant. I straight up, unless this is going to be, I expect that at some point I will completely replay this game from scratch. I will never be able to play Roland's Path again. Honestly, like, this may be a little bit much to say, but this path goes against everything I hold. Everything that Frederica said, I agree with. Roland's plan is stupid. I get why he thinks that this is something that he could do, but he's been to the source. He's seen what the Holy State does, and he just goes along with it. I'm going to be very salty for, again, this is the only, I have not played this path before, and I will never play this path again. But I already know that I'm going to be very salty during the entirety of it, so the next few episodes are not going to be the most upbeat listening to, but still, I'm gonna want to speed through this real quick. I cannot agree with this path, but it's what I do as a Let's Player. It's what I do for the sake of completion, and next time, we fully bend the knee to Hyzant. So until then, see you guys later.